Very good. Guys, I love the movie. I love the story. How was to watch this movie after everything that happened last year with Black Lives Matter movement and everything going on in the world?
Um, well, it's definitely a blessing. Uh, I think the beautiful thing about the uprise and the movement that we've seen in the past year was just the unity of people. And I think that's one thing that we also see in our film that Chairman Fred Hampton was doing, was unifying the people through the Rainbow Coalition. And that was just the purpose of it all, to show that we're speaking as an oppressed people against the oppressor. We're not speaking as black people, as just black people. That's where it starts, yeah, because black people need certain human rights that we've been denied, but we're speaking as the oppressed people. And so I feel like it's a blessing to be able to echo truth, and to echo the fact that that system hasn't changed the way it views things and the way that it does things. Us as a people have always had the same heart. Generally speaking, you have some people that just don't, but I think that's just a beautiful position that we're in, to be able to have our voices to say that.
Yes, and the dialogues are so amazing. How was for you to put those beautiful dialogues in action, is movement to 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 get close to the soul of the audience?
I think that's a huge testament to the writers, to Shaka and to Will, for really capturing that, allowing that. I think the words really, that is sort of, that's our in, as actors. I think that is our primary way in. And then of course you have all these other wonderful things that you get to layer on top of that. But it really, like you said, that it's the words that capture the soul, and the essence of who this person is, the things that they choose to say. So that's really the writers, in my opinion. I think it really, really is, because it's this. Chairman Fred was such he was an orator. That was what he did. He spoke in a way that was unlike any other person in that time or that space. So to be able to go in on that ride, and to hear him speak, to hear Daniel say those words and speak those things, it was very easy to drop in, to drop into the moment, and to sort of get in the rhythm of what we can assume they were going through back then.
Darrell, we met on the Miami Film Festival.
Oh, yay.
Yeah, you were so tall and I was so tiny. But since then, I've been seeing you in such a great movies.
Oh, thank you.
Are you living your dream, or the reality exceed the dreams?
Well, it's good to see you, Monica. I hate that we have to, it's all this computer stuff, but it's good to see you again. Yeah, I think it's I wake up every day blessed, I think that this is and I wake up understanding that what I do is an absolute privilege. It's not a right. And I think sometimes some of us in this business get that mixed up, where we feel like it's our right to be here, but not. This is an absolute privilege, and it's truly a blessing to be able to do what I do, but more importantly, to be able to be a part of projects such as Judas and the Black Messiah that are speaking to the bigger picture, something that is bigger than me, and bigger than any one of us, which is so beautiful. And it feels like such a tremendous opportunity to tell stories that matter, because this form of art is sort of the gateway to the conversations that happen that can lead to the tangible change that we're after. And so something like this, when it comes out, this is we're able to cast a wide net, and have a lot of people speaking about it. And the most important thing is that the conversation doesn't stop on February 12th, 13th, or 14th, that it continues on. And it feels like such a blessing to be one of the vessels chosen to be a part of this thing that will create this conversation that will lead to the tangible change that we all so desperately want and need.
Guys, with the Black American community, something happened like the Latino community in the films. That is always the same roles and the same stories.
Mm.
Do you feel that something is changing in the Black histories in the movies?
I think there's definitely something changing. Are we going down?
No, yeah.
Okay, I think there's definitely something changing. I think that comes from just us, the fact that you just said, you know, we've always seen the same things, and we're just getting tired of that. We want to change the narrative because we're so much greater than that. We're so much greater than the stereotypical roles that they try to throw at us. We're so much more multifaceted than those. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's so much more to us. There are Black doctors, there are Black lawyers, there are Black scientists, there are Black whatever you want to say. There are Black people that are doing it. So we want to highlight those stories. And I think the more that the future comes, we'll see those stories being highlighted more and more and more. And we'll start seeing Black people in more edifying lights, I think.
Dominique, we need more women behind the camera, directing, producing, writing.
Come on.
So what's your dream for that?
Come on, my dream for that? Oh, it's exactly what you said, you know? I think a part of what Algee is saying about the fact that we are seeing change and we are seeing a shift is because we're seeing a change and we're seeing a shift in the people who are behind the camera, the people who are writing these stories, who are penning these truths, you know? And I think that's one of the reasons why it lands in the way that it does. When you look at the team of people that are producing this project, you know, it's strong men of color looking to amplify the story of this strong man of color. And so, of course, there's power and there's weight there. So I think in the same way, it requires strong, beautiful women behind the camera, strong, beautiful Black women and Latino women, women of color, writing these things and catching these things and directing these things in order for those stories to start to land in the way that this does. Because when we think about how beautiful it feels to receive a project like this, how understood so many of our communities now feel because they get that, you know, or they see that and they've been waiting. You know, it's like that gift that you didn't know you needed, you know, when you hear and you see yourself reflected on screen. And I think that it's high time. It's been time for women of color to get that same feeling.
Thank you. Darrell, last question. Why the audience can't miss Judas the Black Messiah? Sorry.
Because it's you know, hopefully everybody will be speaking about it, you know, and you don't want to be the person left out of the conversation, and it just so happens to be one of the most important conversations of our time, and a conversation that needs to extend way beyond next weekend. So I think it's something that can't be missed, because it's going to, you know, you need to be a part of this conversation. And this is a conversation I think a lot of people have sort of like been able to duck behind and you know, find a way to not speak about it. But you know, people are home now. So, you know, turn on your TV, put on HBO Max, and let's have this conversation.
Yes. Guys, Dominique, Darrell, thank you so much for this time and the most successful future for you guys.
Thank you, Monica. Thank you.
Have a good weekend.
You too, guys.